They are just getting ramped up. Migrant children flying, riding buses into Tennessee. Guys, this story brought to us by Fox 17 Nashville. If this story is as accurate as we think it is, we have a whole set of new problems that Joe Biden and this administration is ushering into America. Now, in a previous video that I made the claim that I believe that these children are being bused and flown to different cities because the Democratic Party wants to usher in a new set of sanctuary cities in the Southeast. They want to usher in new voters. They want to flip certain states by during the reign of the Democrats. And you guys know radical Democrats like Ayanna Pressley want to lower the voting age to 16. They want to give voting rights to migrants. Okay, all of these crazy things have been thought of by the Democratic Party. So it's not a far reach to then say, well, they're busing these kids to deep South cities, and then they're going to pull off their master plan, if you will. But before we go any further, make sure you guys join the journey to 5,000 subs. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified anytime I make a video. And let's dive into this, guys. So they are just getting ramped up. Now, there are a few questions that are still unanswered. Why are they transporting kids at night? It is not like they're getting flights during the day in the broad day, so they know so they don't have the cover of night to accomplish their plan. Why are they transporting kids at night at 12 a.m., 1 a.m.? What is going on? Why are you doing things at night? We all know that many bad things happen at night. If you're going to be someone who commits crime, if you're going to be someone who's living a perverse lifestyle, night cover is a lot better than doing it in broad daylight if you don't want to get caught. Also, why Chattanooga? Why are these kids being flown to Chattanooga, Tennessee? Why weren't state officials aware of what's going on? You guys are going to see some high senators, some high-ranking senators are weighing in on this and saying, we don't even know why this is happening. We need answers. All right, so let's jump into this, guys, because ultimately there's something fishy going on. And I want to bring your attention to a bus driver. Before we jump into the story from the beginning, this part stood out to me. A bus driver told to stay silent. One bus company's driver bravely spoke to Fox 17 News about traveling with the unaccompanied migrant children. She has been behind the wheel of charter buses for nearly 20 years now and has never experienced anything like this. Since the end of the trip, she has driven three busloads of migrant children and chaperones with around 30 to 45 people per trip. She says each of her routes have left her in the dark with last-minute requests and little to no information other than pick up and drop off points. I have no idea. I assume they're Homeland Security, but I have no idea. I myself am kind of in the dark. By the way, I need you here in 5 hours. Hurry up and pack. Here's where we need you. They call me when the bus first leaves. Once I leave, then they're contacting the next driver, she said. The whole thing is last minute. It makes it easier. It's more protection for the kids, for the children. Where are the children from? The driver believes most of the minors are coming from Guatemala, Mexico, or Honduras. All right, so there you have it, guys. You guys have what we have is a person who has a career in charter bus service, and she has never seen anything like this. Let's dive into this story by Fox 17 News. I'm going to let it play for a little bit, then give some commentary, and then we'll push on into the article.
First on Fox for months now, we have been showing you images of children dropped across fences along the U.S.-Mexico border as thousands of migrants are detained there.
Well, tonight in a Fox 17 News exclusive interview, state leaders are demanding answers after discovering some of those migrant children are being funneled through Tennessee. And those lawmakers say all of this is happening under the cover of darkness.
Fox 17 News' Jackie Del Pilar live downtown tonight after speaking with someone who is close to this program.
Sources tell Fox 17 News that Tennessee is now a hub for migrant children to get them to different cities around the country. State lawmakers say they had no idea this was happening. Tonight, I spoke exclusively with someone involved in that program.
So real quick, before we move on, it's very apparent to me that there's something shady going on because state officials are unaware. I mean, think about this. I mean, if this were to happen in Florida, all right, if our senators, if Governor Ron DeSantis didn't know about this, there would be a humongous issue because this is not something small. This is literally you're taking migrant children and you're crossing state lines. You're entering into other people's backyards with migrant children, and you don't even have the decency to say your plan with them. You are just pushing you are trying to accomplish something without letting us know. And that is a problem. There needs to be more transparency, guys. There needs to be transparency. And because there's not transparency, then we come up with our own conclusions. We have brains. We have logic. We think that there are sanctuary cities being built up. We think that they are trying to usher in new voters. We think all of these things, not because of some radical conspiracy theory. No, because everything's done in the dark, and then us civilians are left to glue the pieces together because not even high state officials know what the heck is going on. That leads us to believe, yes, this is shady.
Someone involved in that program. Sources tell Fox 17 News dozens of migrant children are being flown into Chattanooga, then put on charter buses to different cities. Fox 17 News spoke exclusively with someone who works in the program.
Guys, take a look at this. If this was Donald Trump, they are in an enclosed, plastic wrapped. There you see the foil, all right, so they could sleep. No shoelaces in their shoes. If this was Donald Trump, the mainstream media would be having a frenzy. It would be like sharks. It would be like sharks swarming when there's blood in the water. But look at the frauds that some of these liberal media establishment are. They don't want to bring us news. They want to bring us propaganda. This story needs to be front and center because the way they treated this story, which was not this bad. Okay, the border has always been a problem, but it hasn't been this bad. But the way they treated it the past 4 years with Donald Trump, and they spun it, oh, racism, xenophobia, this and that. Oh, they're child neglectors, all of this. Well, now we have it times 10. And the story is getting little to no play. It's a shame.
We're disguising their identity for their protection.
I just know that they continue going further east. Some I know they've gone, perhaps Virginia, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, but I don't know exactly where in each state.
That person says they aren't given much information and given little notice for the pickups.
They call me and say, we're going to meet you at XYZ at certain time. We need you there, in 4 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours, whatever, however long that bus is away.
An immigration attorney tells me the children are trying to find a better life and to reunite with family members already in the U.S. The person involved in the program says they've seen many emotional reunions.
I can only imagine what these parents and children have been through, and to see them reunited is beautiful.
Senators Marsha Blackburn, Bill Hagerty, and Representative Chuck Fleischman say they're in the dark about Tennessee's role in this. They sent a letter to the federal agencies behind it asking for more transparency, saying in part, the citizens of Tennessee are entitled to more information.
And President Biden should be willing to come forward and let people know what it is that is happening and how taxpayer dollars are being used to move those that have illegally entered the country.
But an immigration attorney tells me the federal government isn't obligated to tell local lawmakers about this.
That would just be completely against kind of regular agency procedure. USCIS Nashville doesn't alert the governor or the senators every time that they approve someone's green card or grant someone citizenship.
Okay, so all right, let her finish real quick. All right, think about what she just said. I'm gonna rewind it so we can listen to what she just said. All right, because what she just said is complete BS.
Against kind of regular agency procedure. USCIS Nashville doesn't alert the governor or the senators every time that they approve someone's green card or grant someone citizenship.
All right, so green card or citizenship, that means that person has legal staying power to be in the United States of America. We're not talking about people who are transitioning from illegal to legal. That is what she's talking about, this woman right here. What we are talking about, what the senators of Tennessee are talking about, they are talking about the fact that there's a bunch of illegal kids being bussed around through Tennessee across state lines with no answers. It's not the same. So Brittany Faith is giving us a scenario that doesn't even match what's going on right here. She's talking about, oh, those agencies don't have to let the governor know when a certain person is granted citizenship. Well, you know what? We don't need to know that because now they are legal citizens. What we're talking about is the transportation of illegal migrants.
USCIS Nashville doesn't alert the governor or the senators every time that they approve someone's green card or grant someone citizenship.
Governor Bill Lee is also urging transparency in all this, saying in a tweet today that he declined from the Biden administration the opportunity to house unaccompanied minors, and he is urging security at the border. Reporting live, I'm Jackie Del Pilar with Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Wow. So guys, there you have it. There you have it. What we have is a bunch of in the dark play. What we have, guys, it's a shame because what happens in the dark is usually because people are trying to hide things. All right, things are trying to be hidden, and like you guys saw, the senators don't even know what the heck is going on. All right, state officials don't know what's going on. At the end of the day, they heard this, by luck, by happens. I mean, it just so happened that this story broke, and all of the Tennesseans that are watching this channel, all the Tennesseans that are wondering what's going on, guys, they don't have answers, and they don't want to give answers because they're not in the business of giving answers. They're in the business of moving kids across state lines. So migrant children fresh across the border are riding buses and now flying into Tennessee, sources tell Fox 17 News. A source close to the situation, speaking on the condition of anonymity to Fox 17 News, gave an insight look at how children are being transported from border facilities into different states. He says a third party in conjunction with the Department of Homeland Security reached out to him regarding the routes. There are drop-offs in small towns and big cities all along the routes. I don't know if they're going into other processing centers. In some cases, family members are waiting to find these children, and there have been some emotional reunions. But my understanding in a number of these cases, these kids are fresh across the border. Whether they're going to sponsors, family members, I don't know. They have intentionally not shared a lot of information with us. They don't want this to get out, he said. And that is the key thing. That is the key thing. That is the head scratcher. That is the key thing. That is the red flag. They don't want this to get out. They don't want this to get out. And of course, they don't want this to get out because logical, decent Americans who have a working brain can conclude, okay, the Democrats are in the business of radical illegal immigration. They like that. They like this problem because if they didn't like this problem, they would be securing the southern border and they would have a lot harsher rhetoric as far as us being a sovereign nation. But because that's not what they are, they don't want this to get out. because they know half of America is not down with this. According to our source, the Biden administration has changed their tactics of bringing unaccompanied children into the US, and that most of the transports begin in Dallas before sending the children to larger cities like New York, Chicago, Miami, while dropping kids off to locations like Chattanooga or Nashville along the way. They had, to my understanding, a field full of buses with more buses and more buses running all of these routes. Now they're flying the kids because the buses were easier to videotape going down the highway. They've changed their strategy from buses to flying, he explained. In Chattanooga and other cities, motor coach companies are waiting on planes to land and continuing their trek further north, dropping kids off along the way. He says the children being brought into the country appear to be well cared for with haircuts, new tennis shoes, but described the hours they spend in transport as sad. The bus comes through in the middle of the night. The kids get on a different bus because of the DOD regulations. The bus goes another 8 or 9, 10 hours. They'll make a couple stops along the way. I don't know where they're going. Then they'll get on another bus, go another 8 or 9 hours. So they have chained all of these companies together. They go from one bus company to another bus company to another bus company. It's very sad. All right. And then told to stay silent. That's the part that we read before this. The bus driver saying she has no idea what's going on. Where are the children from? Guatemala, Mexico, Honduras is most likely the answer. They act like any normal children. They are kind of scared at first because, they have no idea what's going on. Hardly any of them speak English. So they're scared, she said. So everything else is basically what we talked about. Last thing I want to focus on is Senator Bill Hagerty. All right, what is the Biden administration hiding with regard to unaccompanied migrant children? Are they being brought to Chattanooga, other parts of Tennessee? Tennesseans deserve to know. And Marsha Blackburn and Representative Chuck, and I are fighting to get answers. And here is this document that Senator Bill Hagerty, all right, United States. Let me see if I can zoom in on this, because this just shows, guys, that they don't know what's going on. I don't think I can make it. I don't think I can make this any more zoomed in. I'll just read a little bit of it. We write to seek information on the Department of Health and Human Services management of unaccompanied alien children in federal custody and the facilities used to house them. We are particularly concerned about recent reports regarding the use of Chattanooga, Tennessee as a central location for resettling UACs in the United States. There are media reports that within the last week, at least 4 planes carrying UACs landed at Wilson's Air Center in Chattanooga. All right, and UAC stands for Unaccompanied Alien Children. Before swiftly boarding the children onto buses and transporting them to multiple cities across the southeastern United States for apparent resettlement with zero transparency regarding what's happening. So, guys, there you have it. Everybody top down is confused. Everybody top down does not understand what's going on. Everybody top down is just along for the ride. These kids are being shipped from the southern border of Mexico, all right, then to Dallas, then to Chattanooga. According to these sources, this operation was mainly using charter buses, but because the buses are easily recorded, easily photographed, they changed their tactics to flying with no success, because they've been busted, guys. They are caught, and everybody is simply asking for answers. And it is the duty of the President of the United States, Kamala Harris, or Jen Psaki, to come up on a podium and give legitimate answers. There needs to be legitimate answers. Why are kids being flown? Why are kids being flown in the middle of the night? Why Chattanooga, Tennessee? Why are they being bused? Why are unaccompanied illegal immigrants being bused from Chattanooga to different states? All right, these are the questions that need to be answered, because if they're not answered, then I think it's safe to assume and it's safe to logically conclude that they are simply setting themselves up to grant mass citizenship to illegal immigrants, then change voting laws radically to match what they perceive to be their game-winning play by allowing a lot of immigrants to vote. They assume that they're going to vote for them. And then in the process of doing that, also build up more sanctuary cities in the Southeast, which you guys know this. The Democrats view the Southeast as systemically, irrevocably disgusting racist. That's what they view the Southeast. All right. They view the Southeast as this is the most racist part of America. So if they can, blow it up a little bit, if they could do that, then I think that they would be willing to go through any measures to accomplish that goal. None of which has been confirmed. So as you guys know, everything that I just said is speculation, but hey, I'm thinking for myself, and I encourage you guys to do the same as well. So I'm gonna leave that right there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you join the journey to 5,000 subs. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified anytime I make a video. If you guys want to support the channel, you can support me through PayPal and Cash App. Links will be in the description below. You guys can hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button one last time. As always, guys, thank you for watching. God bless. I will see you good people on the next one. Peace.